This bill is one of the best bills that we will debate upon in this ninth assembly.
One of the traits of an effective leader is the ability to focus on developing others. This and more is the notion of Honorable Noheem Babatunde Adams, a representative of Etiosa Constituency 1. Noheem Adams has on a daily basis proved to the people of his constituency that he is in service to serve them and represent their views accordingly.
July 1st, 2019, we witnessed what we call flooding in Abraham Adesanya along Lekki Ekpe Express Road. Everybody saw it on social media and all that. What are the causes of all these things? This is what we call blocked drainages, because they've not been able to evacuate all these drainages. And peaceful coexistence. Mr. Speaker, sir, if you permit me.
His many motions moved on the floor of the State House of Assembly has brought succor to some of the plights the residents of Etiosa are faced with. Honorable Adams, who was identified as a pragmatic leader by his people, has empowered both old and young in various communities.
For our Honorable Noheem Adams, Etiosa Constituency 1, for being active, he's a well-representative honorable, because he's the one that come out to carry all of us come out, like CDC chairman, the community leaders, Abraham Adesanya CDAs, to sensitize our people that the gutter and the road that the government did for us, that we need to monitor it, and they don't want anybody to put any refuse inside the gutter, to let all the gutter clean, to let all the road free, to let the traffic free for the people of the community.
Facilitated road constructions, built drainage systems, boreholes, and addressed the ever-busy road of Abraham Adesanya. Among other projects facilitated by him was the Ogombo roundabout in Watsongo-Tedo linked road, Okunaja to Okumopo linked bridge, which collapsed twice before its current stability. Also, Ado and Lafiagi communities are not left out of the innumerable projects Noheem Adams had moved its motion for urgent attention. Most of these good deeds didn't go unnoticed and unappreciated as Etiosa residents and community leaders expressed their views.
For his representation, he's doing very, very well. It's also visible, it's accessible. Because we have a lot of representatives that are not accessible. You can't even get them on phone, not to talk of seeing them physically. So those two key things is very, very important when you elect people to go and represent you.
Stand up. In my constituency, when we talk about the shoreline, if you go to the shoreline in my constituency today, starting from Halfa Beach, going through Lafiagi, going through Okunaja, going through Okumopo, the only road that is linking all these communities now, if you go there and visit these areas today now, you will see the ocean coming out. In fact, I must say here today, I must confess here today, my ancestral home, family house in Alpha Beach today, the water has swept away everything. We don't even have what we call family house in Alpha Beach, which we call Okunafa in Etiosa local government today, Mr. Speaker, sir. So I want to say that I want my people to feel for us.
Torí pé òun ló jẹ́ kí títì ló jẹ́ kí kọ́tà yìí drainage line òun ló jẹ́ kó tètè ṣe torí mo rántí ojú gan tójú wa ti rí níbí báyìí tójú wa ti lè rọ̀ báyìí ọkà from Ajah máa ṣe ìtàn níbí báyìí wọn lè lọ sí Lákúẹ́ wọn lè lọ sí Ṣàngótẹ̀dó wọn lè lọ sí anywhere omi máa flood up ní ojú títì yẹn ni ó dẹ̀ máa dá a lot go slow lẹ̀ àmọ́ láti ìgbà tán ti ṣe drainage yìí sí big drainage yìí a wà happy pẹ̀lú nǹkan tán ṣe yẹn a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Honorable Noheem.
Honorable Noheem, he has done perfectly well. He facilitates all this and we get the results. So he has done very perfectly well.
Honorable Noheem Adams Babatunde is is a God-gifted son to our community in this area. He's a promising son. He represents his constituency very well. You know, I am a traditional. If they do otherwise, we don't need to hide our feelings. He represents us very well, and he is a good boy. He proved that he is the son of the soil. And since he has been elected to the Lagos State House of Assembly to be the honorable, he touched all the lives in Etiosa local government. I am saying this. And if he has 1,000 people in this area, that is what he will say. So very close to his family. He's a reckless representative. It is honorable. Anything that concerns the traffic, you will see him there. Traditional institute, you will see him there. Name it. You see, if God gives that, if I want to suggest to the Lagos State government, it's unchangeable. Etiosa has witnessed a lot of development in his tenure, and it still continues.
Honorable Naim's undialected act of service has left people singing his praises and appreciate him by giving him awards of excellence.
See Honorable Naim as a fast learner. He learned very fast, and is one of the mover and shaker of that assembly today, which we really appreciate. The position is, handling right now at the assembly. Let me say for the past 20 years or 20-something years, when they gave us during the time of Chief Otedola as the governor of Lagos State, then we have the deputy speaker then, Alhaji Fashino. Since then, we've not been able to handle any substantial position in the house. But we thank God, and we appreciate the magnanimity of the speaker for giving Honorable Naim that very, very important position. So I believe he deserves it.
Honorable Naim Adam, so he did a lot. For example, when you get to Ajah Laje, where they said to us, the canal by the right when going to Mobi Estate. So he tries a lot to clear the drainage, the lodge of water at the main road, to make sure that everything's okay. And there is one big canal at Oshirogbo River at Ikota. He did a lot to clear all those places also, so the water can give to the lagoon.
Honorable Naim Adam, Okuniwa, the guy that is trying more than what he can shoot. Cannot do more than what the Constitution has awarded to you. Etiosa is a large local government. On the part of Honorable Naim Adams, unless you want to kill the boy, there are so many people milking from his cow, right from Iru to Ajah, to Shogukedo, to Ogombo, to Okunaja, and all these places I'm mentioning are large mass of population, not land. densely populated area.
And his contributions both in the House and his constituency have been all surprisingly impressive and stellar.
In a bid to find a lasting solution to the perennial traffic situation in Ajah and its environs, the Lagos State Commissioner for Transport, Honorable Frederick Oladeyinde, and Honorable Noim Adams, Lagos House member representing Etiosa 1 constituency, today carried out an on-the-spot assessment. The on-the-spot assessment, which was facilitated by the Deputy Majority Leader and member representing Etiosa 1 constituency in the Lagos State House of Assembly, following several complaints and petitions written by residents of Ajah and its environments.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank His Excellency, the Governor of the State, Mr. Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, for directing the Commissioner to come today. Because the Governor has been, we have reported so many issues of this traffic to the Governor. And today he directed the Commissioner to come. So I want to give it to the Governor that he's trying his possible best. I also want to thank our Honorable Commissioner too. He has been here for the past 3 hours working in the sun and all that. I also want to thank him very much. I also want to thank the representative of Lekki Estate Resident Association, to Mr. Bello, and Mr. Bello, yes. And I also want to thank the chairman of the union and all other people that are present here. I don't have much to say. All I want to say is that today there is a synergy between the Commissioner, myself, and the union.
Since the assumption of office on the 23rd of October 2017, donation of a complete structure of an ICT center and equipping it with computer sets to Ajah Olomo Junior Secondary School, Ajah, donated sewing machines, grinding machines, power generating sets, hair dryers, cash gifts and gift packs for poverty alleviation and economic empowerment to many constituents. Sonke Borehole in Ilaje Community, Etiosa East LCDA. Sonke Borehole in Gbara Community, Etiosa Local Government. Sonke Borehole at Iru Market, Iru LCDA. Facilitated the clearing of waterways, canal from Mobile Road Ilaje, Ajah to VGC Lekki. Moved a motion at the floor of the House of Assembly for the rehabilitation of the Okun-Ajah Okumopo Link Bridge.
Need to reconstruct the Okun-Ajah and Okumopo collapsed link bridge in Etiosa local government area. This house notes the dilapidated state of Okun-Ajah and Okumopo link bridge connecting community roads, namely Okun-Ajah, Okumopo, Owonikoko, Lafiaji, Atikan Beach, and other roads, thereby resulting in loss of man-hour, threat to lives, and causing undue hardship for residents in the area. Further notes that the link bridge in its present state is a death trap for users plying the axis on a daily basis, while residents from neighboring communities intending to pass the area for economic activities are denied access to the link bridge and other major communities around Etiosa corridor. Is worried about the resultant negative effect the collapsed link bridge would have on the economic activities of the communities, the indigenous settlement, the large population of peasants, traders, businessmen, women, professionals, public servants, students, and its array effects on the tourist potentials in the state. Is further worried that the dredging work around the lagoon and waterfront within the area led to the collapse of the link bridge, thereby hindering the free flow of water channels around Okun-Ajah, Okumopo axis of Etiosa local government, hence making the waterways vulnerable to erosion. And is concerned that if the collapsed link bridge is not urgently reconstructed, it could further worsen loss of revenue for the state as well as business owners in the communities. Resolves to call His Excellency Mr. Akinwumi Ambo, the Governor of Lagos State, to direct as follows. The Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, the Environment, Physical Planning and Urban Development, and all relevant agencies to commence on the spot assessment of the collapsed Okun-Ajah and Okumopo link bridge at Etiosa local government of the state with a view to reconstructing the link bridge, and the Commissioner for Waterfront and Infrastructural Development to embark on the channelization of the waterways in the area. I so move.
We thank Honorable Adams for doing this bridge. About 20 years ago, there's no road here, but this road come to be. And now motor can pass it, keke can pass it, the keke and bike can pass it.
Facilitated employment opportunities for 3 constituents who are presently employed by the state government. Facilitated the visit of a government delegation to assess the level of environmental challenges in Jakonde and Ikota housing estates. Facilitated the visit of the Lagos State House of Assembly delegation to assess the level of ecological challenges faced in Okwaja, Okumopo, and Alpha Beach. Facilitated the visit of the Honorable Commissioner and other high-ranking officials of the Ministry of Waterfront to assess the level of ecological challenges in Lafiaji and Alpha Beach. Facilitated a committee meeting in Lagos State House of Assembly with a delegation of 9 resettlement baales to address environmental challenges in the community. Facilitated the admission of 2 constituents.
I'll talk about the waste management. Is there any improvement in the waste management as at the time that the executive order was issued? I'll say yes, to some extent. Like in my constituency now, at least there is an improvement in waste management. We've been seeing the Loma going up and down to evacuate the refugees within my constituency and, in fact, all over the state. I would say they have improved.
Nohim Adams, lawmaker representing Etiosa Constituency 1 in the Lagos Parliament, is out to bring succor to communities in his constituency through the instrument of the law.
Is further worried that the dredging work around the lagoon and waterfront within the area led to the collapse of the link bridge, thereby hindering the free flow of water channels around Okwaja, Okumopo axis of Etiosa local government, hence making the waterways vulnerable to erosion. And is concerned that if the collapsed link bridge is not urgently reconstructed, it could further worsen loss of revenue for the state as well as business owners in the communities.
The rapid population and infrastructure growth along the Lagos coast has presented many challenges, especially threats posed by climate change. The rural nature of the communities with livelihoods of the people affected by climate makes it imperative for the inhabitants to understand how to address and reduce their vulnerability to these challenges. Etiosa, a coastal community in Lagos, is one of these vulnerable communities in the metropolis prone to flooding.
So, this is Abraham Adesoya. Abraham Adesoya Estate. Abraham Adesoya Estate. Aja, we are partying. If you don't get votes, you know they go. If you don't get votes, no we go.
This was Abraham Adesoya area in 2019. It was a time when flood took over the streets. The whole community was submerged in water. For years, this has been the story of this community as residents look up to government for a way out. Nohim Adams took the matter to the floor of the House. Months later, flood management measures began in the community. A tertiary drainage channel aimed at addressing the long-standing challenge facing the people is under construction.
And another thanks goes to our maybe honorable Nohim for Obi Adams for this project, because he's the one that initiated this project at the floor of Lagos State House of Assembly then just last year. And now with this we can see it's working very well. And another thanks go to our honourable speaker for this speedy passage of this project, because without that we won't be able to be at here at this time, because the water here do disturb us very well.
Honourable Obasa, Honourable Naim, adúpẹ́ gidi gan, adúpẹ́ appreciate wọn, ilé wọn àtọ̀nà wọn ò ní bàjẹ́. Bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tó ń dà wá láàmú, Ọlọ́run á bá wa dẹ́kun ìbànújẹ́ nínú ayé àwọn náà.
For the lawmaker, it is a dream come true.
I have dedicated today to tour my constituency around ward by ward to see the developmental strides in my constituency. And what I've started seeing today, in fact, it's what we call the laudable project by His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. Sometime last year, this time last year, all these places that you are seeing today were flooded. And even though at the floor of the House in July 2019, I moved the motion at the House of Assembly that there is flooding in Ibrahim Adesan and within this axis. And within a space of 1 year, the governor has been able to come around and fix, look at this massive drainage construction that is going on right now in this Ibrahim Adesan, just within a year. Is to show that our governor is a promise keeper. Within now and 3 years, there will be more development strides, not only in my constituency and in Lagos, because if you could do this within a year, I assure you that within this axis, we will not witness anything like flooding. And you agree with me that NIMET predicted that there will be 270 days of rain in Nigeria. Do you understand now? And Lagos State is part of the state that there is high flood risks presently now. So if we're able to complete this one, all this area will be deflooded. We will not witness anything like flooding within this area. And not only that, there's road improvement too, road junction improvement that they are doing. We used to have what we call roundabout here, but before now, you see a lot of traffic from here to Ajah, who spend like 2 hours. And after completing this road improvement, you will not spend no less than 2 minutes before you pass through this area from Ajah to this place. You understand? You can see now there's free flow of traffic because of this initiative. So it shows that when we do our own work at the Lagos House of Assembly, when we forward it to the governor implements. That is what we call a promise keeper. And the name that I will give to our governor today is a promise keeper. I'd like to thank the leadership of the Lagos House of Assembly, Right Honourable Leadership of Assembly, for appropriating this project. Because without appropriating this project, I don't think the governor will be able to execute this project. I want to say that Right Honourable Leadership of Assembly is a blessing not only to my constituency, but to Lagos State and Nigeria as a whole.
Facilitated the admission of 2 constituents into the Lagos State Polytechnic, LASPOTECH. Motion moved in the 9th Assembly. 1. Matter of urgent public importance, 2307-2019. Environmental degradation in the state. 2. Motion on urgent need to curb ocean surge and flooding in Lagos coastlines, 02/12/2019. 3. Motion to stop illegal dredging in Etiosa, 2303/2020. 4. Motion on compliance with Presidential Executive Order 10 on financial autonomy for the state legislatures and judiciary, 2505/2020. Motion to review the presentation of slave trade documents in Lagos State, 30/06/2020. 6. Motion on preservation of independence, 05/10/2020. 7. Motion to support the resolutions of the Southern Governors Meeting on Insecurity in the country, 2005-2020.
What the result was 1. To stop the movement of criminal herdsmen and bandits into southern states in Nigeria. 2. To ban open grazing in southern states in Nigeria.
Stand up for the champions, stand up, stand up.